Hi, welcome. I'm Nicole. I am so happy you're here. Grab a drink, grab a little snacky snack, and let's get into today's video. Today, we are going to be talking about my 2026 goals, ambitions, all the works. I have never personally made a vision board before, and I thought it would just be something perfect to see every day just to keep those goals going. Really, I just want 2026 to be the year that I better me. Now, I had a baby last year, and you kind of lose yourself when you have a baby. And I really want to find myself again and just be a better me. Right now, I'm getting my 2026 vision board going. So I went to Walmart and I got some supplies. But this is the area that's right above my desk that I would love to put the board. And this is the board that I picked out. It is just a cork bulletin board, and I really thought that it would be like the perfect board to go above this. I also picked up some gold thumbtacks that I thought were super, super cute. And then I got some pink ribbon. I thought that it would be cute to maybe do some pink bows on either corner. And then I got some letters and numbers. I think that I'm only going to use the numbers down here and put 2026 in the middle. So right now I am just trying to get everything that I want going into my vision board on Notion before I start printing everything out and placing it on the board. So I did these in sections. I did personal growth. I started December 21st on this already just to kind of get in the habit before the year started. And I really want to be intentional about journaling every night. So I have a journal and I like to fill it out and also print off pictures that I took that day and put them in the journal that night. I would have loved to have been able to go back and just read, even as far as like high school and all of that, but also like most importantly like me being pregnant and then like right after I had him and just things like that I just don't remember anymore, just because it does kind of wipe your brain. And I just would love to, I always think that now that I am 24, that it's too late to do things. It's too late to start my YouTube channel. It's too late to start the journal. It's too late. It's not too late. I would love to look back when I'm 40 on my 20s and know that I did what I wanted to do. And so the journal is just something that also helps me just kind of just get everything that happened that day off my chest before I'm going to bed and not taking it to bed with me. Next, I really want to work out at least once a day. Now, when I first started doing this, especially putting it in Notion, I really wanted to be able to do certain things. But I think that for me and for my first year of doing this, I want to not overdo it and push myself too far to where I get burnt out in the third month of the year. So at the very beginning, I had like my ab machine, and then I had my walking pad, and I had certain numbers and certain things that I want to hit. But really, I just want to work out every day and know that I am doing something to feel better physically and mentally. Now, I do take Lexapro, and Lexapro does make you gain weight. Now, on top of this personal growth, I also would like to make sure that I'm watching how much I eat. Lexapro can make you hungry all the time. And so you're just constantly eating without being mindful of how much you're eating. And you don't realize how much you're gaining until you realize. So, on top of like the working out is not just for the weight loss. I mean, I did have a baby and then I started Lexapro, and so the weight gain has just not been in my favor. So I would love to lose weight and get tone and get muscles. But on top of the trying to lose weight and trying to get tone, working out for me on top of that is to just feel better. So I have a really, really low iron. I take iron pills every single day just to try to keep the iron levels up. So when my iron is super low, I just feel like crap. I don't want to do anything. I just don't want to feel tired all the time and just exhausted. I would really like to see what working out every single day does for my body, especially at the end of the year. I love to look back on this video and know that I did it and I feel better physically. I feel better mentally. I have more energy. I can do things that I couldn't before. And I just would really, really like to see how much it personally does for me. So, another thing I would love to do is I would love to wake up before. Now, he's been waking up at random times every single day, but I would love to have some me time before he wakes up in the morning to drink my coffee and read the Bible. I would love to just have that be the start and the mindset of my day and to just continue growing my faith. I think that that is just a positive way to start your day, putting me in a good mood just going into the day already. Next, I would really love to not scroll on my phone. Now, I feel like for the past couple weeks, I've been doing pretty good at not scrolling on my phone. I did find a game on my phone that has been every time I go to like grab my phone, it's been stopping me from wanting to go scroll. So instead, I go and I play this game. Now, I would love to not have to pick up my phone at all. I feel like it's a really bad habit now. And I feel like I just go to pick up my phone for no reason. Like there are so many times where I will go and grab my phone for no reason and then find myself scrolling. Now, I also found that when I go on social media, I go and I scroll and then I end up leaving. I end up feeling crappy about myself. I start wondering, why am I not like this person? Why can't I have better this or better that? Why do I not look like her? Just all those things. And then it makes me not grateful for the things that I do have. I'm always wondering how my anxiety would look if I'm not going on social media and seeing a bunch of natural disasters or people being nasty to one another or just all the drama that comes with our world. We were not meant to see everything that we see in one day. I cannot even imagine what my mindset would be like and just my overall happiness if I'm not seeing all of those things every single day or feeling like I am not good enough. I This is a huge one and something that I really, really want to focus on just because I do think that it would overall help my anxiety and my happiness and just everything. The biggest thing I do is compare myself to others and just not only what they have and what I don't, but personally like what I look like. So I cannot wait to see what a whole year of not scrolling and be intentional about staying off my phone does for my mental health. Now the next section is career and financial. Now, I really would love to post twice every single week for the whole year on YouTube. Now I'm kicking myself in the foot because since 2021, I've wanted to start my BookTube account and I just never thought that I was good enough or that I couldn't do it. And I just can't imagine where I would be at now had I started it then and just not cared at all about any of those things and just done it because it would make me happy. Now, of course, I would love to make this my full time job, make money off of this, but that is not the reason that I'm doing it. I think that having a goal and having just something to work towards and just to say that I did it, that I made the account, that I, pushed myself out of my comfort zone and just went for it, that is the goal. But of course, like you do when doing these things, you do hope that this could make money or you do hope that this could turn into a full time job. But this year, that's not what we're focusing on. That's just kind of like under it. I am looking at it as a job. I do want to show up every single day and really put the work that needs to be put into it just so I can see what a full year of putting 100% of myself into it does. Now, another one for personal growth is reading. I would love to read 75 books this year. Now, at the very beginning of this, I wanted to set the goal at 100. And then I did the math for that and how many books that would be a month. And just for me and the stage that I'm in with being a mom and wanting to start my YouTube channel, that is just not realistic. That is going to take up too much time and I'm going to get burnt out. So I have to be more realistic. And I think 75 is such a good goal because I've only ever read 50 books a year. And for me, I think that 75 is just an amazing number to say that you've read. Now, I can't imagine how many books I could have read had I not been scrolling the entire year last year. Now, relationships is the next section. I would love for my husband and I to set aside nights for date night. I cannot remember the last time we went on a date. And I feel like that's so important in a relationship is to really set aside that time just for yourselves. Now, the next section is adventures and experiences. We have a wedding that we are going to in April and it's in Florida. Since it is so far away, I would really, really love to make it a family trip and just, plan out the trip. I would really like to have just one family vacation every single year. And since we're already spending the money on, the tickets, and just all of like the traveling expenses, I do want to make it something that we remember for the rest of our lives. So I do want to start planning that soon and just going full in on making that trip something to remember. Now, with adventures and experiences, I would love to do one thing that pushes me out of my comfort zone. I do not know what this one is going to be, but it's just something that I can say that I've done and that I've experienced, but it pushed me out of my comfort zone and something that I would probably never have done because I was too scared to go do. I will figure that out throughout the year, but something that gives me an amazing experience that I would not have done because of my comfort zone. Home and environment. Now, I am a very clean person. I'm on like borderline obsessive cleaning disorder, and that's getting worked on in therapy. But I do want to make this a home. We recently built our house, and in the beginning of moving into a new house, you don't feel quite at home just yet. And I feel like we are slowly getting there. But I do want to, especially in the summer, do a lot of stuff outside, plant a garden, and just, plant food. I want to grow my own food. I want to do so many things and just make this a home. Especially, it's so important to me to get it to that point and to have like everything outside done and just have it be a safe space for not only my son but also for my husband. I think that as a wife, it's my job to make sure to make it homey and to keep it clean and just to make it a safe space. And so I do feel like I've been doing a good job at that, but I do think that I could be doing better. Now, when it comes to the home, I didn't know which these two could go, like which section. I didn't know if it was personal growth or home because it is going with home. I really want to learn how to cook. I am not the cook in our relationship. My husband is, and I do not want my son one day to go, "No, my mom doesn't cook, my dad cooks." Not because there's anything wrong with my husband cooking, but I'm a mom. I'm supposed to know how to cook. And so my goal this year is to learn how to make other meals than spaghetti, tacos, just like those basic meals that anybody can make, and to really just start on my goal because one day I do want to make it to where we're all sitting down as a family at the table, where you have sides, you have a bunch of sides and you have your main dish and we're all sitting at the table and you have so much to pick from. And the only way I'm going to get to that goal is if I start now and start learning how to, provide that one day for my family. The next one goes back to like being outside and gardening. I would really, really like to start a garden. Now I'm looking outside because the problem is we live like you have to go up a windy road and we are smack dab in the middle, high up in the middle of the woods. Now, coming from this, there's possums, there are deer, there are just stuff. So I will have to do like the research on how to keep all of these animals out of the garden. But I would love to learn how to grow my own food, grow a bunch of flowers. I would love to learn all that. Now, if I don't get into actually doing like the physical, like work, but I did do the research and I do have a really, really good understanding of how everything grows and just all the steps. And so that would be ideal for me. That would set me up for next year and doing the actual physical part of it. Because I do think that you have to start a lot of the food, and I could be wrong because again, I've only done a little bit of research, but you do have to start some of the food and maybe the flowers in winter for it to bloom and, just grow over the summer. I don't know. I don't know, but I would love to do research on that and become my own gardener and be outside more. Now, along with environment, I would love to spend more time outside. I do not spend enough time outside. I don't spend hardly any time outside. I would love to go on walks. I would love to spend time as a family outside. I would love to just make my environment outside more enjoyable. When I get hot, I feel sick. When I'm cold, my everything hurts. So it's just one of those like I'm going to stay inside with a blanket or a fan and I'm going to be just fine. But there is something about those days where it's perfect weather and I'm sitting outside. It was actually like the other day and it was like perfect weather and I was sitting outside and I could just feel the sun on me and I don't know why. I don't go outside and do that more often. It's so healing and it's something that like I just desperately need. With these goals, I don't want to push myself to the point where I burn myself out. I think that that would be the worst ideal situation. I want to be very realistic at where I'm at now and how much I can personally grow in a year. But I do think that setting these and having them visible every single day is going to just continue to motivate me. Like I would love to stop taking Lexapro and get off my medication and I would love to heal my anxiety through just my everyday things that are going on. I truly think that there are a lot of factors playing into my anxiety that I'm doing every single day that I'm maybe just not like aware of. I feel like these goals are good goals and I'm very, very, very excited. Now, if you made it this far and listened to me yap that entire time, I love you. Thank you. I hope to see you in another video. Bye.